Good morning dear students, welcome once again. This time we are going to discuss civics for class 7, chapter number 3, how the state government works. In this chapter we are going to try to understand how the state government works, or what are the works of a state government, what is the constituents of it, which are the major posts in that. Okay, these are some of the things that we will discuss. Okay, so let's begin the chapter with the glossary, or you can say a difficult terms. The first term is your constituency. You might have read, you might have heard in the newspaper that such person has been selected from such a constituency. So constituency is nothing but a region, R-E-G-I-O-N, or an area, you can say. Okay, so a particular area, it can be considered as a particular area from which all the voters living there choose their representative. The reason, the area from where all the voters, all the people living over there choose their representative, choose their leader. Okay, yes, that is the meaning of constituency. So the region or the area from where all the voters choose their leader or representative is known as constituency. Yes. Now another term is majority, bigger in number, more than half the number. Okay, if anything is more than half the number, that will increase, that will be exceeded from the next part, right? So more than half the number in a group, you can say. Okay, more than half the number in a group supports a decision. Suppose it's a decision or something like that. If they support the decision, that will be considered as simple majority. Clear? Yes. So more than half the number in a group. Suppose if in your class there are 50 students, half of the number is 25. So if more than half, that means if 26 students are telling one thing, they are in majority. Clear? Yes. So more than half the number in a group is known as majority, which supports a decision, which supports an idea, which gives a suggestion or anything. Okay, so more than half the number in a group is known as majority. Okay, now another term is opposition. There are two kinds of party, ruling party and opposition party, right? Ruling party, the party which is ruling, the party which has won, right? And opposition party which is not ruling, okay? Party that has lost, they form the opposition. So elected members who are not members of ruling party, that means those members who are not the members of ruling party are opposition. Okay, members not of ruling party is opposition. Now their function is they question the government decision. They always gives an ironical statement as to why the ruling party has done the things like that, like this, why they have taken such decisions, so that they can make the ruling party get doomed, or they can make the ruling party get drowned in the eyes of public, right? Yes. So they always try to make the image got downtrodden. Okay, yes. So the members, the elected members who are not the members of ruling party are opposition, and they always question the government decision and raise new issues for consideration in the assembly. Assembly is a place where debates time and again happen. Why this government is functioning like that? Why this government is not doing like that? Okay, so they always raise a question, they always put forward the debates and discussions in the assembly in relation to the work of ruling party. Okay, that is opposition. Clear? Yes. Press conference, another term. Press conference means a gathering of journalists. Gatherings of journalists. Journalists who used to work for the media, newspaper, TV reporting, right? Yes. So what is press conference? A gathering of journalists, group of journalists who are invited to hear and ask questions on particular issue. They are invited. Suppose if I want to give a news to all the people of the country, one method is I'll call all the journalists, I'll make them to hear, I'll make them to sit, I'll make them to hear my words. That will be reported by them to the common public. So this is press conference. That means a gathering of journalists who are invited to hear and ask questions on a particular issue and report the same to the public or common people. Okay, yes. So press conference, the group of journalists, gathering of journalists who are invited to ask and hear questions on a particular issue or on issues and report the same to the public. That is the meaning of press conference. Okay, yes, time and again go through these so that everything will be inside your memory. Now the chapter starts how the state government works. You have to understand that government works at 3 levels here. They work at 3 levels: at national level, at central level, okay, which works for whole country, right? Another is at state level, which works for a state, okay. And third one at local level, at villages, at districts, and at different levels. So government works at how many levels? At 3 levels. At national level, that is central level, okay, at state level, okay, and at local level. Local level means at district level, at panchayat level, okay, at district level, at village level, okay, at community level. All these are local levels. Okay, clear? Yes. Now in states, if we are going to talk about the states, because this chapter is about the state government, so we are not going to learn about national government and local government. We are going to learn about state government. So in states, it is the MLA. The full form of MLA is member of legislative assembly. Okay, so it is the MLA who speaks to the general people, who speaks to the common people, who speaks to the general population. Okay, so in states it is the MLA. It is the responsibility of MLA to know the different problems occurring in the state. Okay, yes. Every MLA is chosen from region is constituency. I have already told you. Okay, so every state, either it is Chhattisgarh, whether it will be Madhya Pradesh MP, whether it will be Karnataka, okay, whether it will be your Tamil Nadu or any state, okay, every state is divided into different constituency, different regions, from where different people choose different leaders. Okay, so those leaders are MLAs, member of Legislative Assembly. Okay, political party is of two types. Now, political party is of how many types? Two types, ruling party and opposition. I have already told you, right? Political party, as far as political party is concerned, they are of two types. Ruling party, the party which is ruling right now, because BJP is ruling, right? Prime Minister belongs to BJP party, right? So BJP is the ruling party, and other rest of the parties are opposition party like Congress, right? Yes. So political party consists of two types, ruling party and opposition party. Now, political party winning more than half the majority, those party which won more than half the majority and declared winner is ruling party or governing party. Another name of ruling party is governing party. Clear? Yes. So the political party winning more than half the majority, that means which won the elections, they are declared winner and they are considered as ruling party or governing party. Okay? Yes. And the other party, okay, the other party who has not won or who has lost is opposition party, right? Yes. Win and defeat are the two faces of a coin. So winning party, ruling party, losing party, opposition. Clear? Yes. Very simple it is, right? Now, working of the government. Inside this heading, we have to know the constituents of state government. Of what particles, of what matter this state government is made up of. The organization of the state government includes governors, state legislative assembly, state legislature that is, and state council of ministers. Now we will discuss one by one these things in detail, right? So of what material the state government is made up of, or what are the constituents of state government? It is governor, first thing, okay? Yes, it is governor, state legislature and state council of ministers. Clear? The state legislature you can also say comprise of legislative assembly, state council of ministers, all the council of ministers including the CM, chief minister, are included inside this category. Okay, so the state government, the constituents of state government or state government is made up of includes governor, state legislature and state council of ministers. Always remember. Okay, yes. Now every state in India has legislative assembly, and duration of legislative assembly is 5 years. If we take it on a broad category, or if we take this statement in a broad way, in India there is a parliament, right, where debates and discussions going on time and again, right, and the prime minister and president takes the decision, and such things are the constituents, right? So at state level, legislative assembly is like the parliament where ministers come together. They will clear their doubts about the issues of the state. Okay, and it is constituted for 5 years. After 5 years there is a change of government, right? Yes. So every state in India, every state, whether it is south state, northern state, eastern state or western state, has a legislative assembly. Always remember. Now the thing that is very important is the head of the state is governor. Always remember, the head of the state. The head of the state is governor. And the head of the government consists of council of ministers. And who is the head of council of ministers? It is chief minister. Understood? This is the basic difference in a state. The head of the state is governor, but the head of the government consists of your council of minister, or you can say the head of the government over there. So the head of the government over there is chief minister, which is okay. So the head of the government consists of council of minister, which is headed by chief minister. That means chief minister is the leader of council of ministers. So the head of the government is chief minister, you can also say. Okay, and the head of the state is governor at state level. I am talking about the state level, not at national level or at local level. Okay, yes, mind you, the leader of the ruling party who forms the government is the chief minister. Now you have to know this thing also, that the leader of the ruling party, suppose if ruling party is there, suppose if the ruling party is Congress, then the leader of the ruling party, that is the leader of the Congress, suppose if Congress is the ruling party, then the leader of the Congress who forms the government is the chief minister. Okay, yes. And the legislative assembly is a place, I have already told you, at national level it is parliament, so at state level it is legislative assembly. So the legislative assembly is a place where leaders debate and discuss on important issue and make important bills. Here bills means laws. Okay, LAWS, laws. So the making of laws, making of important bills and debate and discussion on important issues are discussed in legislative assembly. If we are going to talk about at the state government, if we are going to talk for the state level, it is the legislative assembly where debates and discussions takes place and where important bills are being made, important laws are being made. Clear? Yes. For the whole country, who makes the laws? It is parliament. In the same way, for the state, if some rule is needed to be made, who makes it? It's the legislative assembly. Okay? Yes. In addition to the legislative assembly, the press conference is also a mode of knowing what the government does for the people. So if we need to tell the people what the government is doing nowadays, how it is acting, whether it takes care of the people or not, it is the press conference, which is a mode, which is a source of knowing what the government is doing and how the government works or how the government functions. Clear? Yes. So it is the press conference which plays a very vital role, which plays a very important role in knowing us, in making us to know that what the government is doing, what the state government is doing nowadays, and how it is carrying out different operations and functions. Okay? Yes. Now the government has the power to make new laws. Government has the power of making new laws. If we are going to talk about the state government has the power to make new laws relating to state. Okay? For the state regarding health and sanitation. Sanitation, cleanliness, hygiene, health. Everybody knows the well-being of a person is health. So the government has the power to make new laws for the state regarding the health and sanitation. Now laws for the state are made by the state legislative assembly. Mind you, I have already told you that the laws for the state are made by whom? By what body? Legislative assembly. Always remember. Moreover, laws for the country, if I am going to talk about the whole country, are made by parliament, union parliament. Union I have added to show the solidarity or the unity. So it's the union parliament, it is the parliament that makes the laws for the country. Okay? Yes. Now these are some of the questions of the textbook. Okay? Use the terms constituency. Okay? You have to use the term constituency and represent. Okay? By using these two terms, you have to explain who an MLA is and how is the person elected. Okay? You have to tell what is the meaning of MLA, who an MLA is, and how this person is elected. So MLA is members of legislative assembly. You abbreviate MLA, member of legislative assembly. Okay? Who represent people, who is the leader of people and also form the government. So he forms the government. Okay? They are elected by people in different constituency. Who elects MLA? People. Common people living in different constituency, living in different region, living in different area, right? Yes, so MLA is member of legislative assembly who represents people and also form the government. So represent word comes over here, and constituency form the government. They are elected by people in different constituencies. That means people living in different regions, different constituency, elect that MLA. Clear? Yes. Now, how the person is elected, how this person MLA is elected? Each state has legislative assembly, right? Every state has legislative assembly, and each state is divided into constituency, into different regions, right? So from each constituency, from every region, from every area, the people elect one representative who then becomes a member of legislative assembly. Clear? Yes. So every state has a legislative assembly as well as every state is divided into constituency. From every constituency, one leader is elected who becomes the MLA, member of legislative assembly. MLA is elected by the people who contest in election by voting. So people choose their representative by casting up their vote, right? Yes. Now another question, how did some MLAs become ministers? How MLAs become minister? This is the thing by how MLAs become ministers. Okay? After the election, a political party whose MLAs have won more than half the number of constituencies constituencies in a state became the ruling party. That means the party which won more than half the number of constituencies, which have proved their majority, they become ruling party, right? Now the MLAs belonging to the ruling party, these MLAs who are belonging to the ruling party will elect their leader. These MLAs choose their leader, and that leader is the CM, Chief Minister. Okay, so MLAs belonging to ruling party elect their leader and become the CM, Chief Minister. Now Chief Minister then selects other people as ministers, who are Council of Ministers. Okay, so this Chief Minister, MLA, when you become MLA, you choose a leader who will become the Chief Minister. This Chief Minister now selects some of the ministers who will become the Council of Ministers, who will become the members of Council of Ministers, right? So this is the procedure how the people becomes minister. Moreover, the governor of the state then appoints the Chief Minister and other ministers. Then after that, it will be when the Chief Minister selects other people as minister, then this governor appoints them, gives them a letter that okay, you are the minister and you are the Chief Minister. Okay, this is the procedure only. Clear? I don't think there will be any problem. These all things are written in very simple way, in a very straightforward way, in a brief manner, and straight to the point. Now it's a time for your homework. Note it down. You have to define constituency and press conference. And another question is, the state government comprises of what? You have to tell of what elements, of what constituents state government is made up of. Or in other words, what are constituents of state government? In another words, I have written it. Okay? So, till the next time I am going to meet, it's a bye from my side. Have a nice day. Have a wonderful day. Bye.